Well, hello, everyone. Good morning. This is Jeff Hooks. I want to welcome you to our Victory Nutrition International Saturday Quick Start training for this Saturday, October 13th. I can't believe we are almost halfway through the month of October. And we are delighted that you're here with us this morning. We've got a wonderful event lined up for you, just a lot of great information to share. And I am recovering from an amazing recovering is probably the wrong choice of words. I am decompressing from I'm so filled up from the last 3 days being down in Naples, Florida at our manufacturing facility. And you really can't call it a manufacturing assembly. It's really an assembly facility because God Almighty manufactures our raw materials in our amazing products. It's really more of an assembly and a bottling packaging facility, folks, that's state of the art. So what I want to do as something very unique on our Saturday Quick Start training is just take a few minutes to give you a little glimpse of what I was blessed to experience over the last three days. I flew in with Mr. Bill Downs, as all of you know, our founder and CEO. Flew into Fort Myers, rented a car, drove down to Naples, which is a short little 30-minute drive. And we were focused on Protovite, specifically Protovite moments. We're on the production schedule, and our 30-ounce bottles. So that's what I was able to, for the first time. This is why I'm so excited to share it with you. And as we move forward, we're going to have some leadership events with some of the top pen levels in the future, probably calendar year 2019, where we'll have some of our top leaders will fly in and let you experience what I just experienced. But it was, folks, I'll just share with you that you walk in, and because it's a very what's the word I'm looking for? Sterile, clean environment. You have to walk through a clean room. I have to put the little hairnet on, almost like the surgeon mask, and a jacket and gloves, and the whole deal. And and then you walk in, and it's hard to describe, but just think of it this way: when you look at the label. When you look at the label of Protovite and you look below the phytocil, so this section right here, okay, if you look at the weight of per serving, this right here, this section is over 95% of our formula. It's all botanicals. It's all plant-based food nutrition. And this is the vitamins and minerals make up less than 5% of the kind of the secret sauce of the formula. And then, of course, you've got the technology with the protozoamine and some of the trade secrets that we have. So what I'll share with you is the equipment. I've been in and around wellness and nutritional supplements for 30 years, right at 30 years. I have never seen a more complex process in my entire life. There are scientists that Bill's talking with. In fact, Steve Kushner, our head of research and development, came down for the day on Thursday and oversaw and met with Bill on some things. And so I was able to shadow those conversations. And it was just amazing, the attention to detail, the quality assurance, quality control testing that the team does. They're constantly testing equipment. They're doing swabs in sterile containers before any raw materials go into it. They're testing it right there on the spot. I mean, it's like a giant chemistry lab in the pharmaceutical section, or not the pharmaceutical, the pharma, they call it the pharma section. That's where they do a lot of the fancy science stuff. And again, so I'm trying to stay out of the way, but I'm learning, I'm taking notes, I'm watching, I'm observing, I'm asking a few questions, trying not to bug everybody. And then you look at then the raw materials come in mass quantity. I mean, when I was there yesterday, just before Bill and I headed to the airport, we left about probably 2:30 in the afternoon to get to the airport. That day, they had already made right at 6,000 bottles. They had already finished 6,000 bottles of our 30-ounce Protovite. And then on a separate section of the facility, they were doing the moments. They were doing the moments nonstop, all day Thursday night, all day Friday and Friday night. It really is amazing to see. And you see the technology like nothing I've ever seen. I mean, again, I've been around some great products in the past. I won't say great, very good products in the past, other than our science, the best of the best. And really it's just a giant tub and they dump ingredients in, mix it in, package it, you're done. That's not what happens. The sequence, the scientists that Bill was working with have literally, and I'll call it a playbook. Picture this, they have a playbook. It's a recipe. It's got the ingredients and the sequence of the recipe of when you put the ingredients, then it goes through this special fancy piece of equipment that does some pretty amazing things. And then they add other ingredients. Then they bring it into this giant, I can't remember how many gallons. It's huge. It's about, you have to climb a ladder to look into it. And then it's constantly circulating. Then they let it sit overnight. I mean, I know I'm fire hosing you on information, but I just want you to understand when we say, and all of us know this, if you're brand new, you'll learn it. When we say this is, our products are the most scientifically validated, extraordinary products, not just in relational marketing, but in the entire industry of wellness in terms of nutritional supplements and wellness products. We really mean it. And the more, if you're brand new to the family, the more you learn, the more excited you're going to get about how extraordinarily special our products are, and the science and all of the attention to detail, the passion, the commitment that starts from the top. It starts from Bill and Kim Downs, their vision. Bill's, this is his intellectual property. This is his baby, along with Steve. We have an amazing team, folks. And the privilege for you and me, and the purpose of this event that we do live every single Saturday is because as a community, we have the blessing of taking these amazing products that the world needs. And folks, the world doesn't know about it. And our mission, as you know, is helping people become beacons of health, hope, and abundance. We do that by helping people physically with these amazing products and financially with this business model. So today we do this Quick Start live. We've been doing it now for about 2 months, every single Saturday. And it's recorded. I had a couple of really productive calls over the last few days with some fairly new partners that were asking, and they hadn't had a chance to really peruse the website and look at where the resources are. And so I want to take just a minute. The purpose, again, if you're brand new, this Quick Start training is designed to set you up for success and equip you with some of the basic fundamentals so you can get off to a fast start. We want to help you just understand there's a learning curve in this business. And your most partners, most representatives begin this journey on a part-time basis. So we want to help you get through that learning curve as quickly as possible. You don't have to, here's the beauty of this, you don't have to bounce around in the dark and figure it all out yourself. You don't have to make all the mistakes, because we've done it. When I say we, it's myself, it's your sponsor, it's the leadership team, it's Ed and Gina Bender, it's Dr. Rich and Linda, it's Michael Saletti, it's Ralph. I don't want to leave anybody. We've got such an amazing team of leaders. It's Dave Stoltzfus. It's Stoltzfus. We've all made the mistakes. And so you, as a brand new member of our family, brand new member of our community, don't have to make those mistakes. That doesn't mean we don't want to be afraid of mistakes. It's John Maxwell wrote a wonderful book a number of years ago called Failing Forward. And his core premise of that book was that there's no such thing as failure. There's only opportunities to learn. And so leadership is action and adjustment. And some things work. If they work, you repeat it. If they don't work, you make an adjustment, you learn from it, and you move forward, and you keep moving forward. And that's the journey here. But we want to help you get through that learning curve and learn from those who have gone before you. And the nice thing is this, there's a proven model here. And if you're taking notes, like I hope you are, it's a very predictable model. In other words, we know what works. We know what doesn't work. And you don't have to invent the wheel. The wheel has been invented, and we're going to teach you how to roll it. That's the beautiful thing. There's some success principles that are absolutely transferable. They're not based on personality. They're not based on God-given ability. They're not based on personality traits like introvert, extrovert. They're proven fundamental principles that will work for you just like they work for our top leaders in the world of VNI. And please understand, we're the best kept secret in wellness. We're the best kept secret in networking. Our top income earners are making a solid six-figure residual. So, and we haven't even gotten started yet. So I want you to understand that this opportunity is real. Whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, if you'll back that up with some consistent effort and based on the size of your goals, enough time, then you're going to be on track, and we're going to help you every step of the way. So a lot of information to share. One of the things and by the way, we always have some of our top leaders and emerging leaders that are plugged into this event live every single Saturday as well. And you might ask yourself, if you're brand new, well, if this is a quick start training designed to launch your business, why would existing leaders and emerging leaders, plug in live to this event? Why would they take the time? Well, if you're asking that question, it's a great one. The answer is because our leaders and emerging leaders recognize the importance of leading by example. I always say, well done is better than well said. So what does that mean? If you want your team to plug in, you've got to plug in. If you want your team to learn and grow, you've got to learn and grow. And so it's by plugging in, taking their team, taking the new people, the new members of their community that they've enrolled and sponsored in the last few days or last week, and not saying, hey, plug into this quick start training. They're saying, hey, let's plug into this quick start training on Saturday and learn and grow together. And that's what they're doing, and that's the way it works. And then a lot of times what our top leaders do is they'll schedule, a discussion either right after the quick start with their new person. They'll say, hey, what did you learn? What were your biggest 2 or 3 takeaways? And that's one of the ways you can really, this business, like leadership in general, is both science and art. So the science is what we do. The art is how we do it. And so it's great if you're leading by example. That's critical. If you're plugging your new people into the quick start training to help them get through the learning curve quickly, that's wonderful. That's very important. But if you go the extra mile, the extra inch actually, and say, hey, let's take 5 or 10 minutes after the quick start, and let's just have a brief discussion. I want to connect a few dots for you and talk about our goals for the upcoming week. If you'll go that little extra idea. Jim Rohn says the things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. And so some of these little tips that we give you on the quick starts on Saturday, if you'll apply them over the next few weeks, watch what happens in your business. You'll be very pleased at what happens. Now, a couple of things. Back to a few minutes ago, I was talking about, I had a couple really good conversations. I want you to understand it's important with our new website design. And as we've talked about over the last number of weeks, this is just phase 1. Where now the team is working on back office functionality, so that in fact we've got a whole rebranding. We're not going to call it a back office in the future. I'm not going to let that cat out of the bag, but we're working on giving you as leaders, as business builders, the information and the data real time that you need to have a perfect snapshot of where your business is. Now, if you're brand new, that's okay. Keep focusing on the activity. We never, ever want to try to manage your way to growth. The way you grow in this business is you lead by example. And at the end of the day, if you do nothing else but share the products and share the business with new people on a consistent basis, you're going to grow. You're going to grow. We talk about it on the Thursday night presentations where we're walking people through the product and the business model. And we talk about, it's first and foremost, use the product, then share the products, and then teach others to use and share. Okay, that's at the end of the day, that's what we do. If you will do that, you will grow. The individuals that don't grow, it's because they're keeping VNI secret. They're not sharing the products and or the business model with anybody new on a consistent basis. There's that's the most important thing. So I'll just give you a perfect example. Bill and I Bill had a connecting flight from Charlotte up to Philly last night. So we flew from Fort Myers to Charlotte together yesterday evening. I don't know, we were probably 35, 45 minutes into the flight. Bill pulled out of his briefcase. He was working on some things, pulled out he pulled out this right here from his briefcase, and we each shared a moment. We did a little cheers, shared a Protovite moment, and we're rinsing and put the empties back in the box because there were only 2 left. And true story. I've shared. If you remember, I shared. Quick aside. I shared probably 4 or 5 weeks ago on this Quick Start platform. I said, use the product. And here's a tip for business building: use it with authenticity, not showboating, but use it publicly and see what happens. I don't know if some of you remember that. You can, in fact, if you do, you can send a chat that I remember you saying that, because this was 4 or 5 weeks ago. It was one of the tips that we shared. And a lot of times people are going to say, what's that? And that's exactly what happened to Bill and me flying on the airplane at 30,000 feet yesterday. The flight attendant came over and said, what's that? And Bill said, glad you asked. And he proceeded to share with him who we are and what Protovite is. We left him with a brochure, some samples, and if he comes back, there's going to be a lead that's going out to the field. Because as you know, if you're brand new, nobody at corporate, Bill and Kim Downs do not have a position in the tree. I don't have a position in the tree. No one at corporate will ever, 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 ever have a position in the tree. And I'll tell you from experience, that is not the norm. Even if owners and executives say that, I've been behind the curtain, and we're not going to do that. That's a conflict of interest. Our goal at corporate, my goal as your president, is a servant leadership goal. My goal is to the best of our ability as a corporate team, is to equip and empower you to spread your wings, spread this message of health, hope, and abundance, and reach your goals. And remove obstacles and barriers and impediments as we move forward, and make sure that you're equipped with the best products on the planet, the most unique, proprietary, science-based products on the planet, which you already have at your fingertips. And then we're going to continue to add resources and tools like the website, like this Zoom presentation, to help you build and grow and reach your dreams with VNI. That's our commitment. And so when you go to your marketing website, I want to make sure you know this. And when you enroll a brand new business builder, give them a tour of the website. You can do it just over the phone. If they're long distance, you can say, hey, go to your website, VNI.life/URL, whatever they selected. And give them, and you can do it over the phone, give them about a 5 minute, it really don't need more than 5 or 8 minutes of a tour of the customer facing side. Click on the partner site, and that news feed. I want to make sure everybody knows this, that news feed. I had a couple calls where people saying, where are the recorded Zooms? If you click on that news feed on the partner side of your website, look at the most recent postings, and you've got the archived recordings of all of the Zooms. And folks, you can copy and paste that. You can have these presentations working for you and your team 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You literally can. You can invite somebody to learn about the products, learn about the company. You can, and once you've said that, say, listen, I want to forward you a link of a product and business overview we did a few days ago. It's about 30 minutes. Watch that, and then let's circle back up, and I'll answer questions. And you can do that 10 times in a day when you're driving home from work. And you can have these presentations. You can leverage these tools to help you build and grow. That's working smarter instead of working harder. And then you've got your upline success team. I call them your success coaches that have a vested financial interest in helping you succeed. And they'll help you with 3-way calls. They'll help you with follow-ups. Okay, so all of that. Now, again, we're going to make the back office, we're going to have these recordings archived in a much easier way. But right now, they're all there. Go to the news section, and the Zooms are all recorded. They're separated. The product and business overview are designed for people that are actively looking at our products and our business. And then the Zoom Quick Start trainings, like what we're doing today, all those recordings are designed for people that want to build a business, or they at least want to, at least they're putting their toe in the water to learn about how to build a business. And again, use the product, share the products, and teach others to use and share. So what would that look like? And we plug them in. You can use those recordings to help you, move people towards engagement. And it's all right there at your fingertips. And so real quickly, as I transition to an introduction that I'm very excited about, a special guest speaker for our event today, I want to share with you, there's 2 tips that we cover every single Saturday. And we cover it because it's that important. Tips for building your business, whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are. First of all, make sure you have clarity to your goals and dreams. What is it you want to accomplish with your VNI business? What is it that you want to build and create for yourself and your family? And spend some time on that. And we'll spend more time on that today, and we do consistently every Saturday. But the 2 tips are, number 1, stay plugged in, just like you're doing today. Stay plugged in. Don't be an island. Don't be I call it the Lone Ranger syndrome. I've never seen anybody that isolates, that tries to kind of do everything themselves, build any type of significant business in this world. It's a team sport. And why would you want to go it alone? You've got resources, you've got people, and you've got tools, and you've got information, and you've got technology that are at your fingertips to help you build and grow your business. It's all right there. So stay plugged in, just like you're doing today. Stay plugged into the weekly Zoom events. Stay plugged in. This coming Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, we have our monthly corporate leadership call. We do that the 3rd Tuesday of every month. And it's a chance at 9 o'clock. It's typically a 35, 40-minute call at the most. And we come in, we do corporate updates, recognition for the previous month's business and rank advancement. We talk about who's growing. We typically highlight at least 1 or 2 leaders whose businesses are growing that we can all learn from, and they share. We have kind of a fireside chat or a poolside chat and talk about what's working for them, so that we share best practices and best ideas with each other. It's an amazing event. That's a perfect example. So stay plugged in to the events and the calls that are going on a weekly and a monthly basis within the world of VNI. Stay plugged into your back office. Stay plugged into your website with the news on the partner side of your website to stay up to speed on what's going on and announcements. Opt into the SMS messaging. Every single email that goes out to you and to your team has the opt-in option, so that you can get communications from the company if you want it. If you're building a business, why not stay plugged in and make sure you have all the information? And then, equally as important, stay plugged in to your sponsor and your upline success coaches. Stay plugged into the trainings that they're doing. Stay plugged in, have conversations with them. Use them for 3-way calls. And just stay close, because you've got a team of people that have that want to see you succeed and prosper and have abundance consistent with our mission. So number 1, stay plugged in. Number 2, do something positive every day to build and grow your VNI business. Do something positive every day. It might be one little thing. Might be like Bill and I did on the plane, sharing the product with one person. We always talk about breaking the 0. If you want to build an empire with your VNI business, then teach everyone, first of all, lead by example, and bring at least 1 customer or 1 representative, 1 new partner on with a product order and a subscription every month. Lead by example. Do that 1 per month and teach everyone on your team to do that. And you watch what happens a year from now. Your business, you've got a serious business and a serious cash flow by that simple act. Think about that. So I call it breaking the 0. In other words, don't have a goose egg month. We're almost halfway through the month. So how are we doing? How is your team doing? Make sure you lead by example. And some of your goals are much bigger than this. Some of you are adding, new customers and new partners every week, multiple. Ken Nasmit's personally sponsored 2 yesterday. One with a share and grow pack, and a new customer with a couple product order and subscription. So some of you are doing that, but at least 1 a month. Break the 0. And so that consistency is the key. So do something positive every day to build and grow your VNI business, and watch what happens. Consistency creates momentum, and it's a compounding effect, folks. I promise you, from my own experience, if you'll just implement this, don't question it, don't doubt it, don't try to figure it out. Just, gravity works whether we understand it or not. And success principles work whether we understand it or not. So instead of trying to figure it out, just take it on faith that your sponsor and your upline success coaches have a vested financial interest, as well as an integrity-based interest in helping you, and a relationship-based interest in helping you win. And so they're gonna share with you ideas that are gonna help you grow, that are gonna help you reach your goals. And that's what it is, a team sport. And that's so when we talk about consistency, it might be sharing the product with one person. It might be one follow-up call where you put that individual, they've got some questions, and you put them on a 3-way call with one of your upline success coaches. It might be listening to a replay of a Zoom presentation from a couple weeks ago, or it might be listening to the monthly product call that was awesome from a couple of weeks ago. But that consistency, try to keep it focused on business building. Do something positive every day to grow your business. One simple exposure, one simple invitation for somebody to learn about the product or the business, one follow-up. Just keep it and watch what happens. That consistency creates momentum, and the momentum is sustained through consistency. So those are the tips. We want you to please remember it. Write it down in your notes. I know I'm a broken record. Circle it. Asterisk, highlight it, stay plugged in just like you're doing today, and do something positive every day to build and grow your business. Now, with that, it is my privilege. The individual that I'm going to be introducing right now, and TJ, you can go ahead and unmute, is building an amazing business. I had the privilege of driving down to the Clemson, South Carolina area and having a several-hour working lunch with TJ a couple of weeks ago. You heard me mention on our monthly kickoff call a couple of weeks ago. TJ his business is absolutely exploding. He's what's called if you're brand new, hopefully you'll learn what this is. He's what's called an executive manager. He just went executive manager in September, broke 3 new executive managers the same month. And when we were having lunch together, he was sharing with me some of the equipping, some of the training and teaching that he's providing to his business builders as they just are getting started. And I said, TJ, that is powerful information. Would you please share that with the whole company? And here we are just less than 2 weeks later, and that's what's happening. So Mr. TJ Dillingham, it is a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much, and I want you to take it away.
Well, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate the opportunity to share with all the VNI peeps. That's short for peoples, if you're not into slang. As he said, I've only been a rep for a little while. I was a customer for quite a while before I became a rep. Like a lot of people, I heard it was a network marketing, and I said, oh, heck no, I'm not doing another network marketing. And as I used the products and really began to do my research, because I own a couple of different companies as well. I'm retired military. And as I did my research, I was shocked at just how much evidence that they have built up of their product. And then I started checking off the boxes as a good businessman would do. I said, what? You mean I don't have to pay anything to get started in this company? Check. I like that. It's less than $200 to operate a business. Check. I can do that. That's awesome. Now, the integrity of the company really struck a chord with me. And so I said, okay, this is pretty much like any other business I run. All businesses are pretty much network marketing when you think about it. And so I said, okay, I'm going to jump on board with this thing. And the 2 legs, I guess you could say, that run a business that you're going to run on are 2 major key points. And a lot of that came from my military background. I was a helicopter pilot in the Army, and as a pilot, we had to file a flight plan before we could take off. That flight plan was to do a couple of things. Number one, it gave us what they call waypoints or checkpoints that would make sure that we're on course, that we haven't deviated from our flight plan and got messed up. If you were 1 degree off when you started your flight and you flew for 30 minutes, you would be 400 miles off course. So it was very important that we had these waypoints that if you weren't there at a appointed time, somebody was going to start looking for you and saying, hey, what's going on? It's really no different than in business. We have goals. They're just like waypoints. Where am I going to be 30 days from now, 60 days from now, a year from now, or 5 years from now? And those waypoints give me an opportunity to look back and say, okay, I've reached that goal. I've stayed on task or on target. And it also gives my mentor or my coach or my upline or whoever I have in my life, and I recommend you have somebody that's going to really keep an eye out. And if they don't see me reaching a goal that I told them I was going to reach, they're hunting me down saying, hey, TJ, what happened? Where'd you get off course so we can help you get back on course? It's pretty important that you do those things. So looking at the 2 legs that are going to carry your business, the left leg, which I call the power leg, it's what running backs, it's that run leg that gives them the burst of speed. It gives them the strength and to power through stuff. That is intention. And with anything, you have to be intentional with everything you do. You can't wake up today and say, well, geez, I'm going to lay in the lounge chair or watch a little news while I got my laptop on my lap and I'm going to do a little business. It just doesn't work that way. You're not really building yourself for success. You have to have a place that you intentionally go to work. I've got my desk. I've got my notebook. I've got everything set for me to be intentional with what I'm going to do today. If you don't, it's going to be a pretty bad problem down the road because you're not going to reach your goals. Everything that I do has a point or intention. Today I may be sending out emails. Tomorrow I may be calling people. And so it's very intentional with what I'm going to do, just like Jeff said, that I can reach that one person today or 2 people today. Whatever my goals are, I'm going to be intentional with doing that. The second leg, or the right leg, is that trail leg, or that leg that just kind of keeps you going, keeps you in balance, is meeting needs. It's very important, as Zig Ziglar said, if you meet people's needs, all your wants will be met. It's a very good statement. And if you can find a way to meet everybody's needs that you come in contact with, the next thing you know, your wants are going to be met. The problem with network marketing is everybody thinks, I've got to run out and I've got to sell this product right now. I got to close everybody I talk to immediately when I talk to them. That's just not true. The key is to build relationships with everybody you meet, everybody you talk to, so that you can show them how to get what it is they need. Did you catch that? I'm not selling them and convincing them of what they want. I'm helping them get what they need. And we all know that everybody needs better health. I know I did. Everybody does. And so let me give you an example of that. I was in a restaurant the other day. Wasn't a lot of people there because I was early, because I was a busy day, and I went there. It was like 11 o'clock when I went to lunch. And there was only 2 other people that came in the restaurant, and they happened to sit right behind me. I'm thinking, dude, you got a whole restaurant. What are you doing sitting behind me? But they sat right behind me. And it's not hard to overhear when somebody's sitting right behind you, and they're pretty loud. And I noticed the guy was saying how tired he was and how he didn't feel good for the longest time, and just went on and on and on. Now, most young reps in this business are thinking, score, I'm going to sell him something right now. And they turn around and go, hey, I'm going to get, No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to listen with intention. I'm listening to what he's saying so that I can have ammunition on how I'm going to meet his need. So I waited till I finished my meal, and I was going to be leaving before he was. So I got up and I said, "Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I overheard you. You're kind of loud, and I noticed that you had the same problem. You have the same problem I had. You're tired, you're exhausted, you can't get no energy, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I don't want to take up your time, but I want to give you something." And I give him a little brochure. I just give it to him. "Hey, there you go." "What? TJ, you didn't sell him Protovite right then?" No. I'm not selling him something. I'm meeting his need. Inevitably. 9 out of 10 times I've done that. And I'm not exaggerating. 9 out of 10 times. If somebody gets something handed to them, what's the first question out of their mouth? Is, "What is it?" Right? Again, a young recruit's going to go, "Score! I'm going to sell them on it's a multivitamin liquid." No. See, I don't have to know all that stuff that Bill knows, because Bill is way smarter than me. I don't have to know all that stuff. All I have to do is say, "Hey, dude, I'd love to tell you about it, but I'm kind of in a hurry because I'm late to get somewhere. That's why I kind of went to lunch early. But I tell you what, do you have a business card?" If he doesn't, great. Here, let me get your information on my phone, and I'll send you an email, and I'll call you, and we'll talk about it, because this will change your life, because I know it's going to help you like it did me. Would that be okay with you?" Notice, I didn't sell him anything. Wasn't there to sell him anything. I'm there to meet his need, and I was intentional with it. I sent him an email the next couple hours when I got home. Sent him an email, called him a couple days later. Guess what? He's a customer. Okay? I met his need. I was intentional with giving myself away to meet his need. And doing that met my want. I want to sell a product because I'm an independent business owner. That's what being in business is for, to make a profit. But I don't want to do it at the expense of somebody. I want to do it in meeting their need and helping somebody. That's the vision of this company, to bring people to hope, health, hope, and abundance. And that's what we're trying to do. So that's a good example of intentional meeting somebody's need. It can be difficult at times to do this. I set out the other day 2 hours. I said, I got 2 hours. I'm going to make phone calls, and I'm going to call people and talk to them. I've already sent them a couple of emails. I know from my campaign manager that I use that they've opened those emails, that they've clicked on things. They're interested. So I'm going to call and see if I can answer any questions. So I set out to do that. The first person I called was a little elderly lady. Now, you got to be elderly to be older than me, because I remember when Moby Dick was a guppy, okay? So you got to be pretty old to be older than me. But I called her, and I immediately realized she was lonely. She had no human interaction with her. Nobody was talking to her. And she was so happy to be on the phone. She talked to me for 2 hours. I never got around to telling her anything about Protovite or N-Sorb or Brainwork. She talked to me. And I intently listened to her, and I took notes. What was her kids' names? When did her husband die? What happened to her? Where's she living? What's going on in her life? I listened, and I took notes. I was intentional with giving myself away and meeting her need. Her immediate need, she needed some health issues. She needed some Protovite. But she really needed some human interaction. So at the end of the 2 hours, she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I took up all your time, and I didn't get to really ask the questions about your stuff." I could have sold her right then, couldn't I? I could have said, "Hey, let me tell her about it," and spent 2 more hours. But that wouldn't have met her need. I said, "Do you mind if I call you back tomorrow and we talk about your health issues and some needs that I think we can meet with you?" She was excited. Somebody else is going to talk to her again tomorrow? Yeah, because that's her immediate need. And if I meet that, then she's going to understand. Now, eventually, yeah, She bought a lot of products. But she did it because I was intentional with meeting her needs. I was intentional with giving myself away. That helps propel you to your waypoints, to your goals. Where do I want to be 30 days from now, 6 months from now? The last thing I want to talk about is when you have these legs, you have to understand the tools that you have at your disposal. I've been in a lot of network marketing companies. That's why I didn't want to do another one, because most network marketing companies don't have the tools, the resources that VNI has afforded to all of us. And I really appreciate that about the company, about what Jeff is doing and Bill and Steve and all these guys. You have a replicated website. That website has everything you could possibly need to do your business. Everything. You need a YouTube video? Holy cow, it's right at the top of your website. Click on it. Pull out the YouTube video. You can take that YouTube video and you can right click on it and you can copy the URL of that YouTube video and paste it in an email and you can send it to somebody. It's that simple. Every email I send, I don't have to worry about, am I saying the right thing? Am I promising something I'm not supposed to? I don't have to do any of that because everything is on my replicated website. It's real easy to copy and paste information straight to an email. I was meeting with Jeff and he looked at some of the emails and he went, now you can't, oh wait, you didn't do it. Well, you can't, oh wait, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's good because it's all straight from the website. It's already been approved by the company. I don't have to worry about it. Never, and I repeat this, listen to me well, never send your prospects to somebody else's website. I don't care how good that website is. That's like McDonald's sending their customers to Burger King to smell what a flame broiled burger smells like to come back and buy one of theirs. Doesn't make sense. Everything you need, your tools, are in your replicated website. The only two things I use, replicated website and my campaign manager that I use. That's it. Nothing else, because everything is available off that website. Everything. So you want to build yourself to be an IBO, independent business owner. You don't want to create codependent business owners. I call them CBOs. You don't want those, because if you do, they're going to be like an umbilical cord attached to you, and they're going to drain you physically, emotionally, and financially. You don't need that. Now, is everybody who joins with you going to be an independent business owner right when they get started? No. And they shouldn't be. You should be helping them. Just like if you had franchises, you wouldn't turn the keys over to somebody who's never been in the door. You would first train them how to use everything. Same way with your business. Teach them how to be a manager. Teach them how to be an executive manager. Teach them how to be a director. But when they reach director, they should be able to replicate everything you've done and be independent. I've raised 3 boys. They're all grown now. And I tell my wife, because she really is sad because, she's stuck with me now and there's no kids in the house. And she's like, TJ, there's nobody here. I said, look, I didn't raise homing pigeons. I raised them to fly the coop. It's the same way with your business partners. You train them and you get them to where they can be independent. They can do things on their own and they can start growing their business, because every independent business owner you have is like having another franchise. It really is. And that franchise is going to replicate itself into more franchises, and you're going to do very well in your business. So be intentional with everything you do. Give yourself away and meet the needs of everybody you meet. And use the tools that you have available. If you do those things, you're going to be very, very successful. And the last bit of nugget of information, if you fail, don't fail for a lack of effort. Give 100% to everything you do, and success will truly follow you. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Jeff, so that you can close us out.
Awesome. TJ, that was bravo. That was fabulous information. I mean, in fact, it was so fabulous. I'm going to wrap up in the next 5 minutes. And I want to put the spotlight on a few things that TJ said for us. So thank you for your continued leadership, TJ. That was awesome. You're taking shape. You've got a director right in your sights, and I know it's happening. It's going to happen in the very near future. So again, thanks so much. Bravo. And, folks, what's interesting, I listened to what TJ said. One of the things that I've believed and implemented through the years, TJ taught better. He taught this success principle, this truth, better than I've ever heard it. I've always said, many of you've heard me say that to build this business properly, you focus on making a friend, finding a need, and transferring the feeling. Make a friend, find a need, transfer the feeling. And friendship's first. Connectedness is first. People are first. And boy, TJ went deep into that principle and recognizing that if you put others' needs first and you're very intentional about that commitment, you're going to win. You're going to win as long as you remember the follow-up. Now, if there were some action steps that TJ shared, like just in the example at the restaurant, he did step out and engage. So we do have to share, and that might involve getting out of our comfort zone, particularly for those of us that are brand new, but you're not focused transactionally. That's what TJ was coaching, which was so beautiful. We're not focused on, I've got to get a customer. I've got to recruit a partner. We're focused on helping others. And as we say all the time, in building this business, we are, you don't hear me talk about VNI as a networking company. You really don't, because we're different. We are, and I'm not, look, there are some really, I love the industry. Like any industry, there's some bad apples, but there's some good apples. And it's a $38 billion industry in the U.S. and over $200 billion a year worldwide and growing. So but we are redefining the industry. And I know TJ and I've talked about that. And I know you if you don't realize that, you're going to. We're redefining the industry. We're taking the industry to a whole new level by everything. You might say how? By everything we do. There's never been a company in the history of the industry to have the scientific, peer-reviewed, published clinicals on the finished product. Like I mean, Bill Downs, Kim Downs, Steve Kushner, our team has poured and invested where other companies are in almost a manic sense of chaotic energy going internationally. I got to be in China. I got to be here. I got to be there. And they're in companies, they spread themselves thin. They get into shipping and fulfillment issues. Their customer service doesn't answer the phone because they're trying to be all things to all people and spread internationally, in a year into 50 countries. And it happens all the time. We are investing we got 2 more clinicals coming out. So that our community, so that you and your team can have your head held high and your shoulders back, not with arrogance, but with calm confidence and humility and servant leadership, and know that these are the best products in the market, period. These products nourish the body at a cellular level. And so that's extraordinarily unique. That's what separates us from other companies. Scientific validation like nothing else. The other thing that separates us is a lot of what TJ was just coaching us. And that's the culture. I call it under promising and over delivering. We're at VNI. My promise to you and your team is consistent from the top down with our founders. Is we're always going to be real. We're never going to hype. Under promise, over deliver. We're never going to be perfect, but it won't be for lack of effort. If we make a mistake, we'll own it and we'll fix it and we'll move forward. Just like the new websites. That was phase 1. Why did we choose phase 1? Phase 1, we wanted to create some enhancements to the marketing content of the website first. Why? Because just like TJ said, that's the tool that you're going to use as you're sharing VNI products and business with new people. That's a tool that's going to help you grow when? Next week, next month, next year? No. That's the tool that's going to help you grow now. So that's why that was phase one. Phase two is back office. Is that going to help you grow? Of course, but you're not using those tools to share the VNI story with new people. So everything we're doing is, as TJ said, it's very intentional, which is what you want to do with your business. So make a friend, find a need, transfer the feeling was summed up and taught far better by what TJ was sharing with us about being intentional and focus on adding value. And folks, I know you know this, but these booklets right here, on the back right here is a place for you to put your name, your phone number, and your website right there. And every single, if you wanted, some people do stickers, some people just write it in, doesn't matter. Just make sure every piece of analog paper marketing material that you share, that you've got your website and your contact information. And folks, I'm so excited. I mean, TJ's content was awesome. I mean, we are so as we wrap up here, think about this. Again, we're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. That's another thing that separates us. I will tell you, I've had some big hitter guru networkers contact me. Some are relationships I've known for many years, in some cases decades. And others are heard about, they're friends of friends. And with all due respect, that's not where we're looking. We're going to attract some really amazing people. But we don't pay bridges. We don't, a lot of these people are just running around we're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. We're growing organically from people that are like-minded, that are committed to blessing people's lives physically with these products and financially with the business model. You're not going to see hype. You're not going to see our founders posing beside Lamborghinis, with the giant bling, Rolex that looks like the size of an alarm clock. That's not us. And if somebody's looking for that, God bless them. Now we are all about creating abundance. And if you like big watches, I've loved watches. I just don't love them as much as I used to. But that's okay. I do drive a nice car, even though it's got 160,000 miles and has been paid off for years. But whatever so it's not like the stuff is not wrong, but we're not gonna be, I would say cheesy, but that's probably not an appropriate way to say it. We're just not going to be hyping. You're not going to see our founders we're not going to be doing the Lambo shots. We're going to do lifestyle. We're going to do incentive trips. We're going to be introducing our first incentive trip and towards the end. That'll be the end of next year. We're going to do a lot of really nice things, and we're going to celebrate life together, and we're going to do life together as a team. And we're going to celebrate the progress, and we are all about abundance. I believe God wants the right-hearted people to have abundance. But we're blessed. Here's the key, I think, for me, for us. We're blessed to be a blessing. We're supposed to be a river, not a reservoir. Okay, so in other words, we're blessed to be a blessing. It's supposed to flow in and through us to others. That's the difference with us and 99% of the companies in the industry. You're not going to see me write a book and where it's my mugshot and it's all about me and the keys to success, and there's not going to be narcissism in our company. We're going to celebrate the progress of our community. We're going to embrace and love on our community and focus on wellness and health, hope, and abundance. But we're going to do things differently. And I want you to be proud of that, because it's not just lip service. Look at everything we're doing. And you'll see alignment. You'll see congruency. You'll see continuity with that mission. And we need you. We need you to spread this message of helping people become beacons of health, hope, and abundance. We need you to introduce these products that nourish at a cellular level. Every company talks about it. Our product actually delivers, and we prove it with validated science, published science. Nobody else has that. And so what does that mean to you? That means you've got goals for yourself and your family, and goals that you're intentional about, as TJ said. And so as you're looking at your goals for October, break those down. What are your goals between now and next Saturday's Quick Start training? How many new people are you going to share VNI with, the products and the mission? We've got Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. We've got our monthly corporate leadership call. This coming Thursday at 9 o'clock, we have our product and business overview Zoom. Those are resources for you to plug in and your team to plug into this week. We've got an archived replay of all of our calls. I mentioned this last week on the calendar section of your back office. If you click on the calendar, and again, we're going to reformat this, but right now you click on the calendar section of your back office and you scroll down to the very bottom, all of the recorded monthly corporate leadership calls, monthly kickoff calls, and monthly product calls those are audio calls, not Zooms. Those are all right below there as well. So we want to make sure, and I will tell you, I want to close with this, TJ. You are as good as the best of the best in the VNI leadership of using the resources and not reinventing the wheel. TJ doesn't recreate content. He doesn't. He uses the tools that our amazing marketing team, and it's getting better and better and better. He uses the content, the tools, and the resources that are there. And then he's a tour guide. He's just out there sharing information and following up. Invite, share, follow up. Invite people to learn about VNI, share the information, follow up. Invite, share, follow up. And that's what he's doing, and his business is growing. Folks, I think I told you this. I don't have it was like 340% volume growth from August to September. He grew almost three and a half times in volume in 1 month. And so, folks, that's the kind of counsel that we have for the whole family, for the whole community, the whole company, as we learn from TJ today. So, folks, go and grow. Have an awesome day. Have a blessed weekend. And let's make this upcoming week. Break the zero. Have fun with it. And focus on being intentional about helping and serving others. TJ, thank you for your leadership. To all of the leaders and members of the VNI family, thank you for plugging in and investing in our mission and your mission with your own vision for your business. And I hope you have a wonderful day and a blessed weekend. And if we don't talk before, we'll be talking Tuesday night at 9 o'clock for our monthly corporate leadership call. Thanks so much. Have a great evening, a great day, great weekend, and we'll talk soon. God bless. Bye-bye.